So today we have independent journalist Leonid Ragozin joining us via Skype from Moscow. Hi, Leonid. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you.
Great, thanks for coming on. So my first question is, could you describe what this new law in Latvia is? Who is it targeting? What does it really do?
Well, we're talking about amendments to the law on residence in Latvia, on temporary and permanent residence in Latvia. And the change concerns people who have acquired temporary residence by investing in the Latvian economy. Usually, most of these people are middle-class Russian citizens. That's about 9,000 out of 12,000 who have applied for temporary residence under this program. And what they did in practice is that they bought flats in Riga, and usually most of these people don't have enough money to afford it, but they sold their properties in Moscow, which are fairly expensive, and they swapped them for properties in Riga. So they've changed their lives completely. What is changing for them now, and that's a very sudden and abrupt change, and that was not part of the there was not in the rules of the game before it started, is that they have to pay 5,000 euros per each member of the family once they need to renew this temporary residence permit, and that comes in 5 years after they received it. So basically, if you have a family of 4 and you want to renew this permit, you need to pay 20,000 euros, which most of these people just can't afford because they are not rich oligarchs or state officials or criminals. There's plenty of this kind of people in Latvia too, all of whom moved from Russia partly or permanently. But people who are going to be hit by this new amendments most are middle-class people, most of whom fled to Latvia because of the dictatorial regime in Russia, and there was a huge spike in adoption of Latvian temporary residence by Russians after the occupation of Crimea. Many people just couldn't stand living in a country which does what it has done to Ukraine.
So it's mostly people fleeing political repression in Russia, or at least who don't want to take part in the political atmosphere there. In that case, why did the Latvian Parliament pass this law? What's the atmosphere there that led to this?
Well, I guess the main issue there is ignorance and arrogance. The amendments were initiated by far-right nationalists who appear to be anti-Russian and anti-Putin, but since they are also they also promote anti-immigrant and anti-EU agenda on many issues. They ally with pro-Russian parties in the parliament. So in bringing up this particular amendment, they were once again siding up with pro-Russian forces in Latvia.
So that's very interesting that they're actually allying with pro-Putin, pro-Russia parties in the Latvian parliament.
Speaking about pro-Russians, in this particular case, they did not support this amendment.
In the past.
But when it comes to issues like accepting immigrants from Syria or on laws related to conservative values, family values, they do side up with pro-Russians, very much so.
And so, what's for the average, middle-class Russian who's moved to Riga or just moved anywhere in Latvia, what's their day-to-day life? What has it looked like up till now? Has there been a visible anti-immigrant sentiment? And after this law is passed, what's, in terms of day-to-day things, what's going to change?
Well, speaking of anti-immigrant sentiments, there is a peculiar situation in Latvia because, of course, Latvia is divided into the Latvian-speaking and Russian-speaking community, and there have been serious tensions between them. But now, with the anti-immigrant sentiments. There's you can see them approaching the sort of extreme anti-EU forces in the Latvian-speaking part of society, and similar forces in the Russian-speaking community.
And I mean, to what extent is this law? To what extent does it fit into this sort of global trend of far-right movements, nativist movements, and is it more that, or is it really direct control manipulation by the Kremlin?
I don't think it is direct control. It is a direct manipulation by the Kremlin. I think it just it complies with the general trend, which plays in Kremlin's hand, the trend of emerging and expanding anti-EU sentiments and anti-immigrant sentiments that ultimately lead to disintegration of European Union's joint foreign policy and European Union as such, and this is very much in the interests of the Kremlin. All these individual politicians and parties that may use a lot of toxic anti-Russian rhetoric or anti-Kremlin rhetoric. In reality, when it comes to specific laws, they do play in the hands of the Kremlin. And there were many examples of this. And in fact, last fall, the same very forces, the National Alliance in the Latvian Parliament and the Union of the Greens and the Peasants, they pretty much precipitated the fall of the government, arguing against the acceptance by Latvia of a few more refugees from Syria and other countries, upon which the European Commission insisted. The issue was about an extra 200 refugees. And that's very little comparing to the population of Latvia, which is 2 million. But it did lead to a major government crisis, and coupled with a few other issues, it eventually precipitated the fall of the government.
Okay, Leonid, I want to thank you for taking the time to come on.
Thank you for having me.
Great, thanks a lot.